What's up, brothers? Andrew Mitchell here. What I'm about to share with you is funny to me. Actually, it's not funny at all. Actually, it's sad. But I'm sharing this with you because you have to understand some of the people, some of the women that you're dealing with. You know, if you are out in the dating world, and me personally, in my opinion, I think a lot of women's issues stem, like the root cause, I think, stem from daddy issues, from their daddy not being there, not protecting them, loving them, nurturing them, giving them the right amount of attention, making them feel worthy and valuable at a young age, or betraying them, neglecting them, just not being there, whether they were working too much, or maybe they weren't good at sharing their emotions, or maybe they were not a loyal man and they had another family. They were entertaining another woman instead of his own family. I know personal cases of that has created daddy issues in women. But anyway, that's just a little disclaimer. I think that a lot of women's issues are daddy issues. So men, if you have daughters, be a good father. Anyway, that being said, I'm not going to mention her name, but my ex-wife, we have a son. He's 7 years old, and he's the greatest ever. So blessed and honored to be his daddy. It's a little quick background. Again, that's the one reason why I'm not saying her name. But, a couple years ago, whatnot, she said she wanted a divorce. And initially, I fought for it because, we're married. It's not like we're just dating. We're married. Had a family together, a life together, a house, cars together, all that stuff. And I believe in marriage. I believe in the sacred vow and the bond and covenant that you make to one another, and in the face of God, and you honor that. And unless one of the spouses is being beat or abused, I believe that you figure it out. You work your way through the relationship. But it obviously involves a lot of personal growth, and most people aren't willing to grow. People are complacent and with who they are in life. They don't want to grow, and that, I feel, is one of the number one reasons that people get divorced. But loyalty, honor, respect, loyalty, integrity, sadly, are virtues that are becoming more and more rare, and especially in marriage. So that being said, I fought for my marriage for quite a while, and it wasn't until months later that I found out she was cheating on me that I and leave this up for your own interpretation. Everyone's going to interpret things, perceive things differently, but went off the deep end, per se, when I found out she was cheating on me. One, because I was still funding her life. I was still giving her a lot of money every month to help her pay bills. She had moved out. Daddy helped her get her own house. Daddy helped her get a car. No car payment. And I was still helping her. So I found out she's cheating on me with the first guy known to me. Who knows how long this is going on, how long, or if there is another person before me. So anyway, me flipping out. If it would have been me flipping out years ago, like when I had nothing to lose, it would have been me busting through this guy's front door, beating the living poop out of him, and leaving him unconscious. Because he knew about me. Like, and a lot of you people be like, oh, well, maybe he was innocent. No. He was liking our pics on social media when my son was still a baby. Because it got to the point where he was liking family pics. I had no idea who this guy was, Shane. And I asked my wife, who the hell is this Shane guy? Oh, it's just one of my old gay friends. Don't worry about him. And not that I was worried about him, but I was concerned that he's liking all my family photos. I don't even know who the hell he is. Know nothing about him. It's just weird. And then fast forward 6-7 years later, he's sleeping with my wife. So first I called this guy from her phone. And he answered, hey babe, what's up? I go, hey mother effer, this is your babe's husband. Leave my effing wife alone. Alright. Obviously hung up immediately because he's a coward. I sent his number to my phone, so I had it. And I sent a picture that was on her phone to my phone as well, so I had a picture of them together. You know, I called him a few times. Again, told him to leave my wife alone. That affair went on. One I didn't approve is she took my son around him. All right, I don't approve that. If you can go be whoever you want to be and sleep around with whoever you want to sleep around, but you take my son around a man, you're endangering people's lives. So that was number one. He ended up eventually withering away. He probably found out that she was talking to other guys. Who knows? And then there was another one that I know of that all I just saw was just her way I found this out is my son had left his phone in her car, and I did the find me or whatever it is, like locate the phone because it was lost, and this address came up. Drive by the place, and my wife's car was out there. So now I know where her second boyfriend lived, and it's literally like a mile away from my house. So, you know, I would pass it frequently and see her car there. She denied it the whole time. Still denies the first one, even when I saw them together. Denies the second one. When she spent the night at his house multiple times. Like lies, man. Manipulation, deceit, like betrayal. Like, you get caught, man up. So anyway, that one didn't last long either. It was probably just a fling, another flavor of the month. You know, the first one lasted longer than the second one. And then this third one. And so when I say the third one, this is just the 3 guys that I know about, okay? And she had lied with the first one before I found out. Well, no, I'm sorry. This is after I found out that she had been seeing this guy last year, a week before our 6th or 7th anniversary, I think 6th year anniversary. We got married 2 months after my son was born. And he's turned 7 this year. So last year, 1 week before our 6th year anniversary, I blocked her on my phone, so she had emailed me saying, hey, we need to talk. I said, nothing to say to you. She's like, no, please. And, she had said how she had acted in a certain way and made some bad decisions that she knows that's not who she is. And she wanted to talk to me and apologize. Again, this is a week before our 6th anniversary. So that was a big move for her, because she's not one to apologize. And I love people. One of my flaws is I believe in people probably more than they believe in themselves. I forgive them quickly, because I know that there's been times in my life where I needed forgiveness. And I made a lot of bad mistakes in my life, and I needed mercy and grace. And, thank God he always has it for me. Other people may not. But so, when we ask God for forgiveness, we're supposed to forgive others and believe in them. And again, this was my wife. We've all made mistakes. So I said, fine. She said she'd call me on her lunch break. I said, okay, cool. I'll make sure I'm available. So she calls me, paraphrase our conversation. She had said that, well, first she apologized, which is like very, very, very rare for her. She had said that she had thought she was tougher than she was because her grandparents had died in the prior year. And like, that's when she started hanging out with her stepmom, and like they were drinking all the time. She stopped wearing her rings. And then shortly thereafter is when she told me she wanted a divorce. So she, her grandparents passed away. She had said that, I thought I was tougher than I was. I thought I could get through this on my own. And apparently I'm not as strong as I thought I was. And I made some mistakes, and I don't like who I've become. And she apologized to me. She says, I still love you. I'm still in love with you, but I need some time. I need some space. And she was probably trying to figure out what was going to happen with the current relationship she was in, feeling it out, but wanted to hold me on the back burner in case it didn't work. Here, I'll give Drew another chance, or I'll entertain Drew for a little bit longer. So I believed in her. It was a week. I know the date because I was flying to Reno to compete in my second pro bodybuilding competition that weekend. And my son went with me. And so we talked every day when I was in Nevada. Love you. It was sweet. Blah, 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 blah. Oh, here, before I flew to Nevada, I said, I have 3 questions for you. I said her name. She was, what? I said, first off, before you answer these questions, I want the God's honest truth. I would rather know the truth and be hurt by it than to believe a lie and to later find out that it was a lie. So please just be brutally honest with me. Do you promise, swear to God, you'll be brutally honest with me? Yes, she says. So I said 3 questions for you, and I want you to answer them as if you had died and you're sitting in the judgment seat right in front of God. And he asks you these 3 questions, and if you lie in any way, shape, or form on any of them, you're going to hell. And you swear to God, you'll be God's honest truth, that if you lie, you're damning yourself to hell for the rest of your life. Yes. So she promised, swear to God, that she'd tell me God's honest truth on these 3 questions I was about to ask her. First, did you have sex with Shane? No. So apparently, like, this guy spent the night, she spent the night, but they never had sex. They dated for months, but never had sex. 2, are you still seeing him? No. 3, because she said she still loved me, wanted me to give her time and space. I said, okay, if I give you time and space, while I'm giving you time and space, do you promise, you give me your word that you will not be talking to anyone else? Yes. Then she asked me, will you give me your word that you're not going to be talking or seeing anyone else either? I said, yes. The very next weekend, okay, I get back from Nevada. We've been talking every day. All of a sudden, stops answering my phone calls one day. Like, just out of the blue, no rhyme or reason, no warning. And I thought that was weird. So I drive by her place. I was getting ready to go talk to her. Like, hey, what's going on? Is everything okay? I drive by her place, and Shane's car is there. The guy she said she didn't have sex with, she was no longer talking to. And while she was asking me to remain patient and give her time and space for a relationship, that she wouldn't be speaking to anyone. All right? So blew up, called her out on all that crap. Because of that, she called the cops and said I was stalking her. True story. Can't make this up. So that's that. Second guy, never saw him, never knew who it was, just saw her car out at his house every night. And like every time she's with her men, she refuses to answer the phone. Araya will call, FaceTime her to say goodnight, love you, blah, blah. She won't answer the call. All right. So, it'll be a couple nights. Like I said, this second guy is a mile from my house. And wouldn't answer calls, drive by. There's her car, multiple nights a week, parked out at his place for, this probably went on for a month or two. And then another guy. Third guy. I met the third guy. Like by this time, obviously, I don't want anything to do with her. I don't trust her. Don't believe her. Now I'm like, you know, you sleep with multiple people. I mean, like, get tested for STDs. But like, she lied to me so many countless times up to before I found out about this third person. And who knows how many people were in between. So I'm coming home from this donut shop. It's popular in Canton, Johnny's. I'm coming down a popular road, busy road that goes by her place. And you can see her house from this road. I called her that night. Bubby called her to say goodnight, didn't answer. Called that morning to say good morning, didn't answer. We drive by her place, there's a car there. Well, it's not a car, it's an SUV. And literally, I pull in this parking lot right by the house, and I called one of my friends, like, dude, well, wow, I just found out her, like, talking to another guy. This is number 3, at least I know of, and he's at her house. As soon as I call his friend, this guy walks out of her front door. I'm like, oh, well, looky there. What great timing is that? So I turn around the parking lot, I'm getting ready to leave, and this guy pulls out, and I follow him. I get up to this red light, and I pull over beside him. I'm like, motion him, like, put down his window. And I was like, oh, hey, so you're the guy that was just sleeping with my wife, right? Long story short, we pull over, and I'm like, dude, I don't care about her anymore. Like, she's bad news bears. She's a narcissist. She's a liar. She's manipulative. She's deceitful. Like, you know what, bro? If anything, like, I'm like, if you want to fight over, go ahead. But, like, if you want to fight me, like, you don't want to get your neck broken for no reason. For somebody who's going to do the same thing to you that she's done to all of her prior boyfriends or husband. And I'm like, but you know what, bro? I'm just telling you, if you're just wanting to F her, she's just your F buddy, cool. Just don't be catching feelings for her, because she will do to you what she did to every one of us. All right? She is afraid of commitment, loyalty. She's a cheater. So, anyway, fast forward. Pretty sure she's still talking to the third guy. Again, there could have been countless more than 3, but 3 that I was aware of, that I saw her at their house, or them at her house, or whatever. And like, we have a 7-year-old son together. So some way, shape, or form, we're going to be in each other's lives for another 11 years. So just a little bit ago, this is the main reason I'm recording this video. And if you made it this far, thank you. I was just like, you know, like, I'm over the fact of, like, trying to make her be more responsible than she is. I'm over the fact of trying to make her give a damn when she should, but she doesn't. All right? She's not the best track record of being a mom, being reliable, being dependent, being there always, and being responsible, being mature. And, I tried to force that on her. I tried to force her to be a good mom. And I came to the terms of, like, you know what, Andrew? Like, you can't make someone be someone who they're not. You can't make someone care. You can't make someone be a good mom. You can't make someone give a damn when they don't. That's just who they are. So what did I do a little bit ago tonight to be the bigger person? Is I called her. And I said, hey, just wanted to call you. I was like, I think this is ridiculous. All the animosity between us. I was like, it's unfortunate that we weren't able to work our marriage out. We're not unable. Maybe one of us was unwilling. Because I've always been like, hey, let's go to counseling. Let's get therapy. Let's work through this. We can do this. Like, we made a lifelong commitment for better or for worse. Sickness and in health, for richer or for poor. Come hell or high water, you got me, babe, for life. Like, I'm your ride or die. And when I said I do, I meant it. Well, obviously she didn't, and obviously a lot of people don't. Marriage doesn't mean the same thing to everybody, especially nowadays. So I called to be the bigger man, and I was like, we don't need all this animosity, all this nonsense. It's ridiculous. I'm like, it's unfortunate that we were unwilling, or at least, unable or unwilling to work through this. But that being said, I said, I assume at least some responsibility in this relationship disaster, this divorce, this breakup, whatever you want to call it. And she goes, some? I go, well, yeah, not all of it. I was like, you have to assume some kind of ownership and responsibility, accountability for what you've done. Oh, it's more so your fault than mine. I was like, excuse me? I go, I didn't cheat on you. Like, I am the first to admit, listen, we can always grow. We can always improve. We can always do better. We can always respond a different way or not respond a way. We can be sweeter, nicer, more supportive, more encouraging, not have a temper, not get mad, not say this, not bring up the past, da, 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 da. But I've righted all my wrongs, if that makes sense. If I've genuinely, sincerely asked for forgiveness for everything wrong I've ever done in a relationship. And she said she's forgiven me. If you look at Corinthians chapter 13 in the Holy Bible, it'll tell you what love is and what love is not. It'll tell you what love does and what love does not do. And one of the things in there says, love does not keep a record of wrongs. Dude, she has a scroll that she can unroll at any moment and like, oh, but remember this, remember this, remember this. Just bring up your past like it happened yesterday. Although the things that she's brought up the most happened almost a decade ago. And we were separated when it happened. I slept with another woman when I broke up with her. And we got back together. And she found out that I slept with this woman when we were separated. And brings it up to this day. So anyway, this woman cheated on me with at least 3 guys. I share all of that to say this. Yet she doesn't want to assume, doesn't want to take any kind of ownership or accountability for her doing so. Men, wake up. And not just men, because I'm sure there's some men out there that are just as foolish, just as ignorant, just as not compassionate as this woman is. And the only term that I can think of that really embodies all of the characteristics and behavior traits of somebody like this is a narcissist. I've never met someone in my entire life who, imagine if someone cheated on you and then tried to tell you that it was your fault that they cheated on you and didn't want to assume any responsibility, any accountability. They didn't want to take any ownership for spreading their legs and letting another man have sex with their wife. Like, wake up. We live in this world, this time and age where people are just in such denial. They're so lost. There's this veil over their face, over their eyes, that's preventing them from seeing what's directly in front of them. It's sad. So men, women, pay attention to the red flags. I would never change getting involved in a relationship with this woman ever, because I got the greatest prize and the greatest gift in the world from her, and that's my son. And I wouldn't change that for the world. There were red flags in the beginning. But moving forward, you must set boundaries. You must have boundaries. You must have standards, expectations. And when somebody doesn't hold up to those, walk the line, walk away. Peace out. Good riddance. Goodbye. Next. Move on. Because they're very unhealthy, very toxic people. And they're becoming more and more common in this present age. You're better than that. It's a shame that I tried to apologize to somebody tonight. And she tried to turn it on me as if I was the one that destroyed my family, as if I was the one who walked away, as if I was the one who moved out and started sleeping with other women. It's sad. It's sad. If you made it this far, be blessed. If you made it this far, whether it's on YouTube or social media, comment, DM, I made it this far. Because you didn't make it this far just to make it this far. If you made it this far, say, I made it this far. I'll message you. Leave me your contact information if it's on YouTube. And I just got a funny text message from my brother that popped up, laughing at it. And I'm going to give you a gift of one of my books. So if it's on social media, I can message you, DM you. But if on YouTube or something, leave me, find me on social media, Andrew Mitchell, Destin Legends with a Z. And I'm going to give you one of my books just for listening to this video. Be blessed. Make it a great day. Make the rest of your life the best of your life. I know I am. I know I will. Be blessed.